Hey guys, what's going on? A little bit of a change of pace today, so I'm not going to be talking about Lux Algo really. I'm not going to be talking about Raging Bull. I'm going to be talking about this website called Collective2, and some of you guys will know what it is. A lot of people I've been talking to though are pretty new to this platform, so I thought I'd do a brief sort of overview of it, and tell you guys about what I'm doing on the platform, and show you guys some of the things you might want to know about it, and just kind of go through it. So this is it. It's just Collective2 or trade.collective2.com. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can come and check it out. And what's interesting about this is I came across this a few years ago where a few friends of mine were signing up to have auto trading done for them. So it's a platform which primarily, and it's not the only way it's used, but primarily it's used to have people trade for you. So you can see invest in an entire automated investment strategy inside your brokerage to trade themselves, and so they can go in and browse all these different strategies and basically pick one and have it traded for them in their brokerage account, which is pretty cool. So I know a few people that have had success with this. I know a few people that have been burned by it. I think we'll talk about that in a little bit, but there's a few reasons for the difference in experiences and like with the different strategies and how your own emotions still come into it even though you are within like an automated investment strategy. Now, is this legal? Yep, it's 100% legal. The Collective2 guys have been around for 20 odd years, and they basically do this in a very legal way. And so you can read all about why it's legal, how it works. You don't need a license, like they don't need to be, the people that are doing these things don't need a license in this particular account. Normally you would, so this is a really interesting way that they're able to have people put their own trades up and then also have people replicate those trades in real time as well. So just looking down the page here, you can see they have lots of different strategies, so you can see them all scrolling by here, and I'll show you a couple in more detail. But they've all got different names, and they're all got different people that are running them. Some people have multiple strategies. And so you can go and follow them. You can follow them with a simulated account so that it doesn't trade real money. And if you like what you see, you can then also hook up your actual, dedicated brokerage to follow the trades. And what I like about this is it's almost impossible to game the system. So what you see on these pages is not something that can be altered. So if it says 108% annual return, it really is 108%. I'll show you inside my manager account because I just signed up and opened one myself, where you can't actually like make up trades, you can't delete trades, you can't, like, the trades that you see are the trades that were placed by these people. So it kind of acts like a third-party verification system. Now there can be sometimes they say the devil's in the details, right? There can be some ways that they can game the results by doing a lot of different things. We can talk a little bit about those. But you can see that by looking through all their trades and looking at every detail of every trade, which is really cool. So this is an amazing platform. It's actually an amazing platform just to have your trades verified. And that is why I signed up. So for a while I'd been doing my Lux Algo trades strategy, which is Lux Algo, but I also combine it with some of my own technical technical analysis. And so I've been keeping a detailed spreadsheet, but it was getting a pain to keep updating and everything. And so I thought, why not just put this on Collective2? And that's what I've done. So you can go and see my track record over the last few days. I only just started, so it's not extensive, but it's a good way to show people that I'm not, first of all, I'm not just making up numbers in a spreadsheet, which, let's face it, people could do. But it also saves me a lot of time and effort as well. So that's why I've signed up for it, and I'll show you some of that stuff in a minute. So here's how it works. Basically, you sign up for a brokerage. The weird thing is the brokerages are a little bit odd. The only one that's really well known, well, there's a couple that are well known. The first one that's really well known is Interactive Brokers. This is cool because you can do it from abroad as well. So I've never really used Interactive Brokers, but it's something that, it's a decent brokerage. It's well known. They interact with Collective2. There's a list of other ones. You can go and check those out. A lot of the big common ones, though, like Thinkorswim, are not included. So there's definitely limitations. So what I found people doing, and I've got a couple of people subscribing now to auto trade with me, is they'll go and just set up an Interactive Brokers account dedicated just to that. And so it doesn't take that much work or effort to do that. Plus you can put a set amount of money in there, say $10,000, and that's kind of separate from the rest of your trading, so you can have it automated. So that's what people have been doing in my experience. There are a few other ones, so the list is here somewhere, and maybe we can find that. But yeah, so you basically you can watch trades as they happen, hedge funds and real estate. So there's a lot of big names on here. There's a lot of small people that, just retail, almost retail type traders like me. But there's also some big hedge funds and stuff. So it's quite interesting. And so people are always nervous about auto trading, but the money stays in your brokerage account at all times. It's not something that the strategy analyst or manager has access to at all. You can start and stop at any time, and they are US regulated companies, so it's not something that's like fly by night or anything. This is a real legal thing to do. So here's some more information. Flat monthly fees. So people generally charge for the auto trading. Honestly, think a lot of it is very much undercharged. So I've had auto trading done in the past for me by people, and usually it's cost me thousands of dollars. But I've seen people charge as little as $30 a month on C2. Money stays in your account, like you said. Nobody has access to your brokerage, they can't log in or anything like that. It can be traded with a few $1,000s, full transparency. Choose, yeah. So we show all the results of the strategies, and this is what I really like. There's no like deleting bad results. So for example, if I was to say to a trader, say one of these fake gurus, go and set it up on Collective2. If you're really as good as you say you are, then why not just do the stuff on Collective2, and then you could also charge people to follow your trades. And that's where this comes in that a lot of them won't, because they're hiding results, like they're taking losses and hiding them or whatever. So the full transparency is what attracted me to the platform in the first place. So yeah, it's a great platform. Here's some of the rules, technically plays by the rules. It's affiliate with it. So yeah, it's all like properly done, which is good. Okay, so that's like an overview of Collective2. So let's get into some of the details. So if I log into my Collective2 account here, this is my basically my account, right? So what I did is I set up a way to record my trades as I do them, called Spy Daily Trades. You guys that followed me in my Discord or whatever know that I only am trading Spy really, so I'll do calls and puts on Spy. And so basically you can see all my results here. I only started a few days ago. And you can see that I'm doing puts on Spy. I'm doing like 10 contracts, 20 contracts, 30 contracts, 10. So medium-sized positions, like a few $1,000s per position. And you can see like the profit and loss on the right here. This is after commissions as well, so it's pretty good in terms of like it's realistic. And I can show you my statistics right here. So you can see I've only been doing this a few days. Like I said, I was just recording stuff in a spreadsheet before. So it's 12th of June, it's now the 17th. And so I've been doing this only 4 days really, or 5 days. And it says what do I trade? Trades options. The trades that I've done so far are 14 trades. And 11 were profitable, which gives a 78.6% win rate. These are fast, scalpy day trades, which actually makes it a really good strategy to auto trade, because a lot of people complain that they can't get in and these trades move too quickly. You can see the average trade duration is only 8 minutes, which is good, because if you have a busy life, you don't want to sit there and monitor trade for 2 hours. So that's part of the reason I'm doing these. I do them on the 1 minute time frame on Spy. Peak to value drawdown 0.59. We'll talk about drawdowns in a minute, because it's quite important when you're following any trading strategy, whether you're auto trading it or whether you're manually trading it yourself. It's one of the things that gets people. One of the things I'm working on at the moment, I didn't have a great few days trading. This was pretty bad for me. So my average win is 253, my average loss is 243. I've won 80% of the time almost, so I still remain pretty profitable in this. However, it's been pretty hard for me recently, so I'm hoping to be able to have these wins be quite a bit larger than the losses. Usually they are significantly larger and much more frequent, but in this case, the last few days I've found it quite hard. In fact, yesterday, I've seen a few people describe it as one of the hardest days of the year to trade, so I don't feel too bad that this isn't that great. And so, let's see where we're at. the profit factor is at 3.8 to 1. That'll come down, I imagine, as time goes on. It's hard to maintain such a high profit factor, so it's probably just through the fact that I don't have a lot of a track record at this point. At the moment, just based on these 4 or 5 days, C2 is saying it would be a 57% annual return. Of course, it's such a small sample size, you can't really, can't really read too much into that. But you can see they give all these different things. So this is really cool. Risk of ruin. So no award for any of these. So apparently I'm not in the risk of ruining anybody's account, which is great because I am very disciplined when it comes to cutting my losses. And I'll compare my strategy to a different popular strategy on C2, and hopefully you guys will be able to see the difference. Popularity, blah blah blah, C2 score. So this is my sum of profit loss. Did $730 in losses, 2,790 in winners, which is good. Grown my account about 1%. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So pretty interesting detailed stuff. So if you're looking at this as an investor, so this is the manager, I think you can look at it as an investor as well, like here. Yeah, so this is at Spy Daily Trades, it's me. So the cool thing is you can simulate this in a tracked simulate broker, and I think that's free. So you can go in and you can just say, hey, add this to my simulations, and I have a bunch of people that are doing that. And basically it'll duplicate my trades, but not in your real brokerage account. And that's what a lot of people start by doing. I think it's how they track strategies, and they're like, oh, this has been consistently profitable. I think this could be something that I want to subscribe to. And then you can go to this button here, which is subscribe, full access for $200 a month. So C2 takes half of the subscription. So if you were to subscribe to my channel for this, I'd only get the $100. And to me, if you're trading a successful strategy for somebody, $100 a month is way too low, especially if they're using a lot of capital. For example, last month I made $16,000 using a $100,000 account. I don't feel like $100 a month is a good compensation given the extra stress involved with trading other people, like with other people's money as well, right? So it's one thing to trade your own money, it's a lot different to have other people depending on you as well. And that can actually affect your trading a little bit. So you've got to be really careful about who you have come on board and how much do you charge. So, well, I have this at $200 a month at the moment. Honestly think this is going to go up much more because I don't really actually want people to subscribe. I really just want to track my trades. However, if people do, and I've already taken on 2 people, then this number is going to have to be a lot higher for me. And I'd only want people who have significantly sized accounts and that are experienced traders and can see from all the detailed trades that I log that this is the real deal. But $200 a month is not enough, given that I only get half of that. So I'm not planning to have many people subscribe at this rate. And so this is like the basic overview, the graph. Like I just showed you, you get to see all the different positions here. This loss I was kind of disappointed with. It's a fairly large loss for me. But you can see that I do cut my losses quickly. I'm not bag holding, so this one went from 168 down to 146. And so 10-15% losses are kind of the worst it gets for me. Usually, sometimes maybe up to 20 if things go horribly wrong. So yeah, that's my strategy. I'm gonna keep posting this every time I take a trade. This posts on here, which is great. So you guys can I'll leave a link in the description below. You guys can just go and watch, sign up for the simulation thing, so that you can follow my trades. These trades are all based off Lux algos. So in SKT Discord, I'm also posting these trades as I take them, and you can ask me questions about them and things in there as well. So it could be kind of fun. So we'll see how this goes. Kind of fun experiment to try. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I looked at one other strategy though. So this is a pretty popular strategy, and I know people have signed up for various different ones. And you can do 4, I think you can track 4 at one time. These guys want $300 a month. Again, I feel like it's too low, but I'm not a big fan of this strategy. But I do think that $300 a month for auto trading, I've seen people charge $3,000 up front plus $300 a month for auto trading, and have plenty of people signing up for it. And they've actually had less proof that their strategies are working and the trades are real. So I still think Collective2's main issue is that they're too cheap, at least for the vendor point of view. Anyway, this one's called High Frequency Futures, and it's created by a person or a group called High Frequency Algo. And so you can see their cumulative return here is really impressive, 115%, which is cool. 86 trades, 53% of trades win, profit factor 1.5, and 55% of months win. So this goes all the way back to November 2022, right here. And you can see that even the months, so mine will start hopefully populating these months out as well as time goes on. I don't have enough data yet to even do a fraction of a month. But so you can see October 7%, 27%, small down month, 34% year to date was 2022, but that was only 3 months. That's quite impressive. And then this year, they've already made 59% on the portfolio, which is really cool. So that's awesome. The difficulty I have, and this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit, is when you look at their actual plot, their returns are fantastic, but look at these fluctuations. I don't know if you guys can see this fully. I'll try and zoom in. So if you look here, we're almost at 90,000 at this peak up here, like right there. And so you can see this drop all the way down to 50%. It's a 40% drop in your portfolio in the space of how many days? Like, let's see, zoom out here a little bit. So this was April 16th, May. So in the space of 2 or 3 weeks, you would see, if you were auto trading the strategy, you would see your portfolio drop from nearly 90% down to 50%, sorry, 90,000 down to 50,000 over the course of 2 or 3 weeks. Now, most people would then switch off the strategy at that point, right? There's no way. If you see somebody that's trading your account drop it from 90,000 to 50,000, so it's like just steadily going down for 2 or 3 weeks. Are you really going to keep this strategy on? I mean, that's pretty crazy. I think most people would turn it off and take the loss. And I think with this particular guy or group, whoever's running this, that's a huge problem because emotions still come into it, even though the person who's, paying for the subscription isn't actually taking the trades. You can see that it's just a regular occurrence. You'd have to have a pretty strong stomach to take these drawdowns. Like here's another one, 73,000 down to 46,000. That's nearly 50%. So you'd have to be okay with that and have the confidence in these people who you don't know and could be doing whatever, that this would bounce back up. So this is really volatile. So it's an amazingly profitable strategy. They've gone since November 22, they've gone from 50,000 to 100,000. It's great, but these fluctuations are just ridiculous. So I really wouldn't advise subscribing to a strategy like this unless you are doing it with a really small amount of money. Their suggested minimum capital though is $100,000 because this is future stuff, so I'm guessing they're doing ES. Let's have a look. Yeah, the E-minis. So you can't do this with a really small amount of money. You have to use a significant amount of money to do this, which is pretty crazy. So you have to be okay with this high volatility. You have to trust these people that this is not just like, that they're not just going to tank this account. You see they don't have a lot of activity, just one person subscribed recently. So yeah, here's all their trades. So I think just as important as looking at the overall cumulative return, I think how steady it is and how much of a drawdown you're likely to suffer is super important, because you're not going to stick with something if you're taking 40-50% drawdowns, especially on a $100,000 minimum account. You'd be like pretty annoyed. So if you trust these guys, then great. You may want to time it for a drop down to here somewhere to get in. And this is where, maybe a year ago now, a few people within the communities, like in the Facebook group that are on this stuff, they were starting strategies at bad times. So then taking 50% drawdown and then saying it was a scam and getting out, but then it would bounce back up. So you've got to still have that emotional control and trust. But again, that's where following alerts and following auto trade and stuff is difficult, because you still have to have the trust and the faith and the control of emotions to allow you to actually make money. However, that becomes much easier if you find a strategy that's slow and consistent and really safe. And that's something that I'm working on doing. It's always been my strategy. And it's always been something that I've always focused on, is making sure that things are, that we don't have this type of volatility. So you want to see a much more smooth curve. And there are some services on this platform that do have that. So let's see if we can find some. I haven't spent a lot of time on C2 yet, but I think there are some strategies. So let's see with some of the people that, let's see how we can find the strategies. So let's see. I think you can just do find strategy, go to leaderboard. Yeah, so here's a list of there's some popular strategies. So like this one looks a lot more smooth with the equity curve. Let's see what else we have. You can also get reviews on these as well, so some of these still look a little choppy. Let's look at this one in more detail. Let's just pick dimension. So that looks a lot better, right? Much smoother. Less drawdowns. Cumulative returns are still amazing. I mean, 52% for the year. So people are doing great with this. Lower minimum capital needed. It's good. It's 169 a month. Yeah, so average win. The wins are smaller than the losses. It's kind of weird. And you see all the latest activity on the right here. So yeah, that's Collective2. You can join this for free, simulate the things. If you want to join the SPY Daily Trades, which is the one I'm starting, this one, SPY Daily Trades, I'll leave a link in the description and you can come and follow it. And it should be pretty fun. Be interesting to see the verified results of my SPY Daily Trades with Lux Algo. Alright guys, hopefully that's helpful. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.